Hello and welcome to the KrewKast podcast. My name is Ashlee.
I'm Troy.
And I think we finally fixed our audio issues.
Hopefully.
I hope. It's not going to show on the screen because you have to be really loud for it to really make a point on there. But this should be better.
Hopefully it sounds better.
Coming in with the yawns. You did this last episode
It's early,
too.
man.
What?
It's early.
It is not early.
It's 11:45.
It is 11:40. 41 to be exact. But
well.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about the WWE. And wrestling in general.
Yep.
Troy knows a lot more about this than I do.
I do.
I have just gotten into it, so I don't have all of the experiences one would like to have with it, but I do have my own reservations about people. So I also have some talking points for later, but we do have lists that we've come up with for our top 10. I only have 5 because I've only been watching for... No, I did 10. I did 10.
Did you? You were watching for about a year.
Yeah. I overshot.
To be fair, we don't really watch consistently either. It's mainly just the big events.
Yeah, and I underestimated how many people I actually like in the WWE because their matches have all been shit lately to me. They're just story. No one's beating the shit out of each other. That's all I want to see.
That's all you want to see?
Yeah, but I don't want to see blood like the UFC.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, don't suggest UFC to me. I don't want to watch the UFC.
I can find you some old matches that are just people beating the hell out of each other.
Thank you. Okay, Troy, do you want to start us off then with your top 10 list, starting with your least favorite?
My least favorite? He's in my top 10 wrestlers.
Sorry, the least of the top 10, buddy.
So number 10, I have Bret Hart. Now, what do you know about Bret Hart?
His name is that. That's his name.
Okay. So Bret Hart was a wrestler in the 90s and part of the 2000s, I believe. He kind of carried the company when they were at a very bad point. They were losing all their stars to WCW.
What is that?
That was a rival wrestling company in the 90s.
Was, yeah. They
went out of business.
Oh, wow. It's almost like the good wrestlers aren't on there.
They got bought by the WWE in 2001.
Shocker.
So Bret Hart was kind of having to carry the whole company at the time, but they kind of refused to put the championship on him, which was weird. The whole mid-90s was not a good era for the WWE. They were doing really bad business-wise. There was a steroid scandal.
Wasn't Hulk Hogan active?
No, he was at WCW at the time.
Oh, it's almost like trash doesn't belong in the WWE.
So yeah, Bret Hart, really great wrestler. Not the greatest promo guy, but you know, he was probably the best wrestler of that generation. I'd have it at number 2. My number 1's higher up on the list. All right, number 9, Hiroshi Tanahashi. So number 9 is Tanahashi. Many compare him to the John Cena of New Japan. So New Japan has gained immense popularity in the last probably 10 years, I'd say. In the mid-early 2000s, it was not very popular. Tanahashi was the John Cena of New Japan and was pretty much... He's the ace. That's his nickname, is the ace. He is getting older now, so, you know...
As one does.
Not as good as he used to be. But he's still putting on some banger matches. He's kind of...
I often feel that way about singers.
Yeah.
You're getting old. It's time to stop.
Yeah. He's kind of like a gatekeeper. So these young New Japan guys will come in and they'll face Tanahashi in one of their first few matches. Mm-hmm. And if they look good against Tanahashi, you'd be like, okay, they're going to be a good wrestler eventually. But if they look bad against him, you're like, ugh. Number 7, I got The Rock. Wait, no. Number 8, I got The Rock.
Aren't you a science major?
Sometimes.
Shouldn't... Sometimes.
Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not.
Shouldn't math be the...
Dude, I suck at math. Don't even get me started. So The Rock, you know, before he was a mega superstar movie actor, he was a wrestler. And a really damn good one. Not like the greatest in-ring dude, but, you know, if you need a promo, that's your guy. Number 7.
Can you smell?
Yeah, can you smell what he's cooking?
The Rock is cooking.
Number
It's
7.
meth. He's cooking
meth. No,
meth.
he's not cooking meth. Number 7, we got AJ Styles. Started his career in TNA /
He's
Impact.
so tiny.
He's not that small.
He looks really short compared to everyone else, but everyone else is like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Had a really good long run in TNA. Had some issues with management.
What kind of issues?
Him and the owner of TNA just disagreed on lots of things. Pay. Booking.
I often disagree with my pay. I often think I should be being paid a lot more for the things that I do.
So AJ Styles leaves, goes to New Japan.
I'd like to clarify that I think the wage that I'm making right now is fair for the work I do. Just in the past, there have been jobs where I was like, I don't know why I'm being paid minimum wage.
So AJ Styles goes to Japan, becomes a leader of the Bullet Club, immediately wins the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Fans were not happy. Japanese fans specifically were not happy to begin with, but he eventually won them over because he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. And he made his way to WWE, debuted at the 2016 Royal Rumble, and has carved out a nice little career for himself. Multiple-time champ. He's a champ everywhere he goes. That's really all you need to know. All these companies have had him, and they've all put their championship on him because that's how good he is. Number 6.
I want to pause for a second because I stalled us recording this today because I wanted to make sure my mind all kicked in. It worked for about 5 minutes. I am disappointed.
Do you need to take another one?
I think I can. I'm good. It's fine. Normal.
We good?
Yeah.
All right. Am I good to go back in?
Yeah.
Right. Number 6, I got, John Cena. So, John Cena. Exactly. Originally, everyone loved him. He had the white rapper gimmick. He'd rap at people, make fun of them,
Ew.
Yeah. It was, it was the early 2000s, so.
I thought those were memes.
No. That was his early gimmick.
That's a stupid gimmick.
He got injured and eventually came back in 2008. Started winning all the time. Pretty much never lost. People got very tired of it, called him Super Cena.
That's a compliment, Super Cena.
Yeah, but the problem is he never lost.
Don't hate the player, buddy.
Notorious for kind of burying up-and-coming acts. Happened a few times. But eventually they took him out of the main title picture. So he was a little bit lower on the card. He started doing the U.S. not heavyweight, the U.S. title open challenge. That was good fun. He defended every Monday. And then he started putting on great matches with AJ Styles. They had a trilogy at Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and then the Royal Rumble. That was the last time he was kind of in the main event picture. And then everyone kind of misses him now because he hasn't wrestled in a while. And then last we saw of him was at WrestleMania 36. He got evaporated by the Fiend, and no one's seen him since. All right, at number, 5? Mm-hmm. We got Kenny Omega, current AEW World Champion, former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I don't think he won the Intercontinental title. But I first saw Kenny at Wrestle Kingdom 10 or 11. I want to say 10. It was Omega Okada 1. Oh, I brushed my chair. My bad. But yeah.
For the record, this happens all the time.
Yeah.
His chair is just a very noisy chair.
It's just a loud chair.
I blame him because he chose it.
Yeah.
I chose a very practical chair.
That's fair.
That was much less expensive.
Yeah.
But it was also his money to spend.
Kenny showed up, or he was a junior in New Japan. He moved up to the heavyweight division, kicked out AJ Styles when AJ left to go to WWE. He became the new leader of the Bullet Club.
Oh, that's the shirt you have.
Yeah.
With the skull thing on it.
Yeah. And then he fought all the big pillars of New Japan. He was kind of when he was in Japan, he was like, his character was anime villain. It was very good. His promos would kind of be in that anime villain sort of style.
Like they animated it?
No, but like anime villains have a certain way of talking. But yeah, currently wrestling in AEW. They might be having a partnership with New Japan, which is very exciting for me. I know you hate AEW, so. But, you know.
I like the WWE. I don't like AEW because they all wear stupid costumes. Really? A dinosaur? A dinosaur.
Yeah.
No.
Luchasaurus.
No.
He's a dinosaur that
No.
does lucha moves. What do you... I don't
Lucha is fine. That's his own thing. But a dinosaur...
Yeah. He's got a degree. He's got a PhD.
Then he should use it.
In medieval history.
Then he should use it. Because that's not working for me.
Not working for you, huh?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway. Kenny Omega, now wrestling in AEW. Kind of has this character of a arrogant dickhead.
Me too.
He just thinks he's the best, and you know, he might be. Number 4, the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. WrestleMania, the Showstopper,
Brock Lesnar?
Shawn Michaels.
Oh. I don't know who that is.
So in the 90s...
Is he the guy that I said, who the hell is he? Why is he in the Royal Rumble?
You just watched Shawn Michaels and Undertaker WrestleMania 25 the other day?
Isn't that the person that I said, who is this guy? Why is he here? No one knows him, and he turns out to be one of the top 5 wrestlers of all time?
No, it was Daniel Bryan.
Oh, well, that was... It was funny.
Shawn Michaels was the other top wrestler in the 90s. Wow. Good job.
Wow, I didn't put my phone on. So that's my OfferUp notification that I haven't used that app in like a year.
When the company was going through tough times, it was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, and they didn't put the belt on either of them for some reason. But that's another story. So Shawn Michaels in the 90s, top guy, massive dickhead, also massive cokehead apparently. Politicked his way backstage to kind of get what he wanted. Kind of a big asshole. He left for 5 years in 97. Came back in 2002. Was apparently a much changed man. Has become significantly nicer. Doesn't use all of his backstage power anymore. And had 2 of my favorite matches with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 and 26. Just an absolute... he's got it all. Great in-ring guy. Fantastic promo guy. Does all the little things. Has you notice when Shawn Michaels is on the screen. So yeah, Shawn Michaels, very noticeable on your screen. He's very hard to miss. One of my favorites.
I have no idea who he is, so I can 100% miss him.
Brother, you just watched a match of his the other day.
Which one?
Against The Undertaker. WrestleMania 25.
I don't remember his opponent. I just remember The Undertaker almost dying.
Yeah, that was Shawn Michaels he was wrestling.
Oh.
Okay, number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I have not seen a ton of Attitude Era programming. I need to get on that because there's a lot of good stuff in there.
I mean, his beer is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. But I was definitely more of a Stone Cold guy from what I saw than The Rock.
Okay. I don't know how any of them are. I just know Stone Cold Steve Austin is ugly now.
I mean, he's old.
Old people
to be
get
fair,
ugly.
he was kind of ugly when he wrestled.
We're going to be ugly when we're old.
I mean, his whole character is redneck who gets upset at his boss, so he beats him up.
So it's Hulk Hogan without the homophobia and transphobia.
Yeah.
And racism.
Yeah.
Unproblematic Hulk Hogan.
I mean, he did beat his wife, so...
Less problematic Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But still incredibly problematic. Please don't beat your wives.
Yeah, don't do that.
We don't like to be hurt.
Yeah. But, very good promo. The one bad thing about Stone Cold is he started the what chants. The what chants are very annoying.
I have not heard these.
So, he was cutting a promo 13 or so years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And his opponent was talking. And after every line his opponent said, Steve Austin would go, what? Into the mic.
That's stupid. That's
and
like a third grader trying to make a point.
And since then, crowds have done it when there's people... Because not everyone's great on the mic, right?
No, we have seen that with Rey Mysterio's crotch goblin.
So
He
some
doesn't know how to
people,
talk.
kind of like stagger their lines,
Mm-hmm.
or
Like me.
it really happens, which really sucks, is if foreign people are talking on the mic, and English isn't their first language. Sometimes they'll
Well, they
get
have to
what
think.
chanted at. Yeah.
I have to think when I'm speaking Spanish. I can read it just fine.
Yeah.
I can write it okay. But it takes me a long time to think of English words in Spanish because Spanish isn't my first language.
Please don't chant what at wrestling shows. It's very not. Just don't do it, please.
It's not kind, and frankly, it's kind of racist and xenophobic when you have the foreign
it's
wrestlers coming in for a cameo.
Plus, it's just, no one likes it. Just don't do it.
The
Number
people
2.
on the mic are doing their best.
Yeah.
They're trying. So it's their job.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Yeah.
It's not funny. It's not fun, and it ruins the entire thing.
Yeah. Number 2, Kazuchika Okada. So he was a young lion in the New Japan Dojo. It's where they train all their wrestlers. He came back, beat Tanahashi, who was the ace. This is when he was in his prime. Became the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and currently has the record for the longest reign of IWGP Heavyweight Champion of all time. He held the belt for 2.5 years, I believe. His nickname's the Rainmaker. When he comes out, a shower of money follows him.
Real money or stage money?
No, stage money. But his character is, I am the absolute best. Just best wrestler in ring I think I've ever
Randy
seen.
Orton.
No. People do compare Okada to the Japanese. They say he's a Japanese Randy Orton, and I can see it.
That helped me.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah. Very similar. They're very smooth with all their movements and everything. Just like perfect.
Yeah, I do have to hand that to Randy Orton. He's very good at what he does. He's very good at wrestling. He's very good at putting off the asshole who doesn't lose persona. He's just overall great. And he's a good person off camera, right?
Yeah, he used to be kind of a shithead, but he's
been educated and he's grown.
He's grown a lot. All right, so my number 1 wrestler of all time. He has many different names. He wrestled in the Indies as Bryan Danielson, American Dragon, Daniel Bryan.
American Dragon. Wasn't that like a
That was
animated TV show?
American Dragon Jake Long.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daniel Bryan, my top wrestler of all time. This was the guy who you saw and you were like, nobody knows this man.
Oh. So Royal Rumble happened for this year,
Yeah.
right? And they brought out this man who I had never seen before, and I went, how in the actual fuck does this man get into Royal Rumble? I've never seen him before. No one's ever heard of him.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's one of the most famous wrestlers of all time.
Yeah. So the reason I put Daniel Bryan up here is he has arguably a Hall of Fame wrestling career before he even went to WWE. So he was everywhere on the independent
You're not a
scene.
wrestler before you go to WWE. You don't count.
You definitely do.
Being a dinosaur doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Okay. He had to retire in 2015 due to neck injuries. He recently came back. He's just done it all. He's been champion everywhere. He's had like 7 or 8 different characters he's played. I mean, he's just a complete package. He cuts great promos. He's a great wrestler. He's a champion. He can be a bad guy. He can be a good guy. His last run where he was champion as a bad guy, where he was the planet's champion, he got rid of the leather-strapped championship and got a hemp belt. It was fully organic. It was great.
Hemp or
Hemp. Yeah, hemp.
unhempenized hemp?
No, hemp.
That's not a word.
No. But yeah, that's my list of my top 10 wrestlers.
Okay.
Yeah.
My top 5 list that actually turned into my top 10 list starts with my 10th person as AJ Styles, for the sole reason that he looks like a little tiny child on screen.
What do you think of his big bodyguard?
I love him.
Yeah. You like the size difference?
Yeah. And I really like when he gets to just kind of pick people up and move them.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen that happen once, but I want to see it again. Number 9 is Kofi Kingston.
Very good choice.
One of the funniest people I have ever seen on television. Yeah. He's so funny. I don't think I've actually watched an entire match.
I'll have to show you Kofi.
He's part of the tag team. What's the name?
The New Day.
Yes.
Yeah. Big E and Xavier.
Yeah. I was trying to reference Big E's his tag team once, and I was very convinced it wasn't the New Day. And I get very confused, okay? You're going to hear a lot of times where I do something really stupid or say something really stupid because my thought process didn't make sense. 9 and 10 have nothing to do with actual wrestling. I haven't watched enough of them. I just like them.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Becky Lynch, brand new mom.
Very good choice.
I don't know if she's going to continue wrestling or not. It's a very touch and go thing with parents in the WWE system. I've seen them have kids and then vanish the next year because they want to spend more time with their kids. To each their own. I mean, if you want to spend more time with your kid, do whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to have a career and go with your child, do whatever. I like her. She's a role model. I love her accent. She's beautiful. Overall, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 is her husband, Seth Rollins. Also a new father. Just came back for WrestleMania, I think, right? Or the match after that.
He came back at the Royal Rumble. And then he was on TV 2 weeks later. And he was back last night.
We missed last night's.
Yeah. I'll show you later.
Seth Rollins is CrossFit Jesus because people think he looks like Jesus. I love the way he wrestles. He's turning back into an asshole.
Yeah.
He went from asshole to good guy, and now they're pulling a Game of Thrones and destroying his character arc.
No, he's just a bad guy.
He was a good guy for a minute.
No? He
hasn't
been a good guy for a while.
Well, he pretended to be nice for like 2 times, and then I was convinced that he's a nice guy now. Story of my life until we started dating.
True.
Next up is Bianca Bel-Air.
Also another very good choice.
I love her giant braided ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
It's badass. A melanin queen. I love her. Her skin is so pretty. She's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. What?
Have you seen her wrestle besides the Rumble this year?
Yeah, we watched a couple matches with her, and I was disappointed most of the season because she wasn't fighting. She wasn't having any matches. So, I really liked when she showed up. Plus, she has this self-pride and confidence that I really like.
Yeah.
That almost comes off really arrogant and pompous. I think she should be able to be arrogant and pompous because she's a great wrestler too.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley's next.
I know, yeah.
Just look up a picture.
Very good choice.
I haven't seen enough wrestling to really judge people's wrestling, but Rhea, holy shit.
Have we seen
that top rope is her best friend.
Have we seen the Rhea Bianca match?
No, I didn't know that existed, and I need to watch that now. The podcast is over. We have to go. Yeah, I don't have really a lot to say about Rhea Ripley other than she loves that top rope, and she does a lot of stuff with it, so go watch it. Drew McIntyre. What is there not to say about Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
He's built like a god. If you thought about what a Roman gladiator god would look like, it's Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
With maybe a bit darker skin.
Dude is built.
He is built. You know what? He's probably more of a Norse pagan god figure. Given that he is Scottish.
Yeah.
Scottish? Irish?
Scottish.
I get those accents mixed up and they're vastly different. He is great at wrestling. He does everything from just floor stuff to destroying people from the top corner. and throwing them on their heads. He does a lot of stuff outside of the ring that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of on the in-between where he's a good guy, but he's also an asshole.
Yeah.
But mainly he's an asshole to the bad guys.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a match with, just a second.
You got it.
Randy Orton.
Uh-huh. He had a couple matches with Randy Orton.
Yeah, those were great.
Mm-hmm.
Randy won most of those.
No, Drew won.
No?
Drew won most of them.
I'm used to Randy winning everything for no reason. He's the new John Cena. Except John Cena is actually a good guy.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is next.
Yeah.
How could you not? He's one of the Usos, right? No?
No.
No?
No.
Well, I like them too.
Those are his cousins.
That's the connection. I knew they were connected. Roman Reigns is beautiful.
Yeah.
He's turning into a bad guy.
Oh, he's full bad guy.
I haven't seen his recent matches. The last time that I have seen him, because I'm busy with a lot. I do a lot of different things. And I have to really be in the right mood to do all of that. But when I do watch Roman Reigns, that man can do anything. That's all. My top two, Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
First of all, who told him that tattoo was a great idea? The one on his chest.
Yeah,
That's a giant sword that ends up just looking like a giant penis.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to whoever thought that was a good idea.
Right.
And I want to talk to the tattoo artist for agreeing that that was a good idea. I don't like to shame tattoos, but it does not look like what it's supposed to be, and I think he should ask for a refund. Brock Lesnar is a giant.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Bad guy.
Bad guy?
Yeah.
Okay. But this man is built.
Yeah.
He scares me in a good way. Just like my top. The top wrestler for me.
Mm.
He's only number second because my top wrestler is the first that I was introduced to.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately fell in love with that one. But Brock Lesnar is not human. I don't think he's human. He can just pick people up and toss them like they were just a fucking stick.
Yeah. Back in the early 2000s, Brock Lesnar could go up to the top rope and do a backflip off of it.
I'm sure he still could, but I think it would hurt more.
Yeah, but he's a little bit smaller than he is now.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know how he just continues to beef up as he ages, but this man does not age.
Yeah. He almost broke his neck when he did it the last time.
So my top wrestler is Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. We don't like Swamp Wyatt. Swamp Wyatt is depressing. The Fiend could get it any day. I love the Fiend. The Fiend is supposed to be, I think, a demon.
Yeah, he's like a... Yeah, I think it's just the best way to describe him as a demon.
It could be like a demon is inhabiting a person, but they're friends.
Kinda, yeah.
Because Bray Wyatt is like a Mr. Rogers character in this scenario. They have since brought back Swamp Wyatt, and I don't like Swamp Wyatt.
It was just once, though.
I know, but we haven't really seen him since because he was dead.
No, that was the
set
Fiend.
on fire.
That was the Fiend that got set on fire.
Oh, they're the same person. It's the same person.
Yeah, they're different characters, though.
I don't give a shit. Let me see the Fiend beat someone up.
He'll come back soon. Probably for WrestleMania.
That's a year away.
No.
We just had WrestleMania.
No, we just had the Royal Rumble.
Oh.
WrestleMania is in like 2 months. If that, it might be like a month and a half.
I am a very stupid person who doesn't pay attention to details, okay? I only pay attention to details when it's important to me.
Alright, which category's next? We doing matches? We doing least favorite? We doing favorite? I guess we already kind of did favorite.
Let's go with our top 3 matches of all time.
Alright, am I going first?
Duh.
Alright, so my third would be The Rock and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17. This is essentially the end of the Attitude Era. Lots of story.
What is the Attitude Era? You referenced that twice now, and I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's just an era of kind of characters specifically in the company. So this was their most successful period.
Why is it called the Attitude? Is there a tag team called the Attitude, and they're all the ones that were pulling it?
No, that was just what it was named. Lots of kind of raunchy stuff. This is where Steve Austin would go beat up his boss like every week. So, Attitude Era. But yeah, this is pretty much the end. This is what's considered the end of that.
It's really, like the switch from scene being a scene style, and then now it's called alt for no reason.
Yeah. This was a really good ending to it. These two had a trilogy of matches at WrestleMania, all very good. I think this is the best one. What happened after the match is kind of not great. Steve Austin turned heel, turned into a bad guy. He joined with his boss to kind of rule the company. It didn't end up great, but very good match nonetheless. Number 2, I got Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, WrestleMania 26.
Who?
This is Streak versus Career.
Oh, this is the one you told me about the other day.
Yeah. Really good match. I think it's slightly better.
Did you show me this one? The one where he almost... This is not the one where he almost broke his neck?
No, this is the one next year. Very good match. Lots of story in this one. Lots of callbacks to WrestleMania 25. I think it's slightly better than WrestleMania 25, but that's, they're like right there. My top match. Kazuchika Okada against Kenny Omega. 2 out of 3 falls. Dominion 2018 for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Still some backstory.
Please.
These two had 3 matches before. Okada won the first one at Wrestle Kingdom 10 or 11. They tied in a time limit draw in the second one. They had a third match in the G1, which has a 30-minute time limit, that Kenny Omega won. So they were 1-1-1. So this match was 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit. And it's fantastic.
Do they still do those matches? Because we haven't seen any. Or at least we haven't watched them together.
Japan in general doesn't do gimmicky matches very often. They do a lot of one-on-one, just basic time limit matches. But yeah, those are my top 3.
All right. My top 3 are not in any particular order. I couldn't decide which one was the best one. I have an idea. But there's nothing specific. So I'm going to start with my Drew McIntyre title match against Brock Lesnar. I guess I should preface this with the other one of my top 3, which is the 2020 Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar just throwing people out of the ring like they're a baseball.
Yeah, that was a good time.
You had people run into the ring, run at Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He would just kind of pick them up and drop them, and they were gone.
Yep.
He was in the ring alone, just standing there for a while.
Yeah.
Because he just destroyed them all. So he won the title match ability, the ability to have that match. So Drew McIntyre was the one that he challenged, right?
No, Drew won the Rumble.
Challenged.
And challenged
That
Brock.
is right.
Yeah.
So Drew is the one that won the Rumble. It was unforeseen because Lesnar was dominating for such a long time. And he decided, you know what? I'm gonna prove that I have the biggest balls here.
Yeah.
And challenge Brock Lesnar. So now they have the match against Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. And how did that go?
Very good. You need me to recap?
Yes.
Drew won.
Thank you. I needed someone else to say it because it doesn't always sound good coming from me. Because it doesn't sound like I know what I'm talking about all the time. Because most of the time I don't.
Yeah.
Those two combined are the best that I've ever seen. Individually, they just kind of are on the top.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't decide if this one was the top or not, so I just left it in. The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan in the strap match.
That was pretty good.
They are tied together,
Mm.
attached at the wrist, with what I would call the long strap tie downs from like a pickup truck.
Mm.
And the Fiend just absolutely wailed on Daniel.
Yeah.
He just takes the rope and just kind of flaps him with it.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair does it a lot better with her braid. But that's what I would equate it to.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
But it was a good match. It was fun. It was kind of funny.
All right. So now we're moving on to our least favorite wrestler.
Least favorite wrestler and why? Go ahead.
All right, so mine is Yoshihashi, another New Japan wrestler. I wrote down just because he sucks and I hate him, but specifically...
Do you have more detail than that?
I do have more detail. He's kind of like... All right, so my least favorite wrestler is Yoshihashi, another New Japan guy. I have just because he sucks and I hate him. But in general, I don't understand his character. He just seems like a guy who wrestles to me. I don't think he's very good in the ring. I have pretty much when he comes on, I lose all interest in what match he's wrestling in. So yeah, it's my least favorite.
Buckle your seatbelts.
Oh no. Here it comes.
Dominic Mysterio is the biggest little bitch I've ever seen in my entire life. Rey Mysterio, great.
Mm-hmm.
I love Lucha. I love Rey Mysterio. He's great. His son should never have started wrestling in the first place. He looks like he's 12. He looks like he is violating labor laws. He looks like he shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. And he wrestles like shit. His first match...
He's a good wrestler.
No. No, he's not. His first match, Seth Rollins beat the shit out of him. And I'm glad for it.
He's still a good wrestler, though.
No. Him as a person, no problem with him. Him outside of wrestling, have no problem.
Uh-huh.
Get him off of my TV screen. Here's the problem, is because they put him on screen when he was like 7, and they put it in his head that he could wrestle.
Yeah. That's the problem.
It's Dominic's fault. He went, I think I should wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea. Worst decision. I hate him. I hate him more than I hate Meryl Streep. I don't know why I hate Meryl Streep, but I can't stand her. Her face infuriates me. Dominic Mysterio makes her look like a saint to me.
Damn.
I don't know why I hate him so much.
I don't know.
It's kind of funny.
You just saw him when you were like, I immediately want this man off of my television
Well, Rey
screen.
Mysterio's a legend, and then he's like, here's my shithead son that doesn't know what he's doing.
But he does.
He looks like he's in 6th grade. I have another least favorite wrestler for different reasons.
Okay.
For real world issues, Hulk Hogan can never speak ever again.
That's fair.
I would be happy if no one ever talked about him again. Yeah. He's racist, he's homophobic, he's transphobic, he's everything that I hate.
Mm.
I would be extremely disappointed if our child turned out like Hulk Hogan and just decided that hating people is fine.
Yeah.
For things that they can't control.
Yeah.
I have some honorable mention topics.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about Io Shirai for a second.
Yeah.
She almost made it on my top 10 list.
Yeah, I should have put her on mine too.
And any of her matches almost made it on my top 3.
Yeah.
Because holy shit. If you want to see wrestling for what it is with the whole flips and tricks, watch an Io match.
Yeah, she's really good.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Tune in next week. We don't have a topic yet.
Yeah, here are terrible opinions on sports.
Possibly. That could change.
No, I meant like, I'm sure people will disagree with our takes on wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we are just 2 normal people. Well,
are you saying anyone who disagrees isn't normal, buddy?
No, I'm just saying we're 2 average people, you know? Everyone's going to have their own list of 10 guys.
I mean, yeah, some people are going to really like Dominic Mysterio, and that's why he still gets more matches is because people really like him.
Yeah.
I don't at all. I think I've made that clear.
Very.
But he's a wrestler. People hate Randy Orton and don't think he should be in the league at all.
Yeah.
And I do, because he's great at his job.
Yeah.
Everyone's got differing opinions, and as long as your opinions aren't infringing on someone's rights or wishing that their human rights are gone, I don't care what you say.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Have
Bye-bye.
a great rest of your day. Bye.